welcome to Turkey and Tinsel. Oh no, we're a bit early for the tinsel bit, but we are here for the Turkey Day. Here we are. It is the Turkey Shoot 2021 starting officially today. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Hope you're all doing... USA second-hand car advert music. How dare you, Russell? That's Pearly Lights music, that is, that we've been using. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well. How are we doing, John? You all good? You ready for this?
Yeah, ready, raring to go.
Look at him. He's like a coiled spring. You can see he's just...
Can't wait.
Absolutely. Andy, are you good?
I'm halfway through mine.
Is he? Let's have a quick look. Hold on. There he is. No, he's not. He's lying.
He's built a foot.
Yeah, he's built a foot. How long have you been working on that thing? And he's working at home at the moment, clearly. Honestly, anyone think you've had an operation or something? Can we show you a turkey? Can I show you a turkey scar later?
You can if you... No, not really.
I can. I've got it actually on the computer to show. Anyway, Matt, how are we doing? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
All coiled and ready to go for this weekend?
I'm ready.
Good,
I am
good.
ready.
And Nathan?
No quiz, David.
No.
I'm all good.
No quiz. Nathan's all ready. Look, he's just come from work.
Yeah.
Do you know, you need the jacket with the arm pads.
But I could do that, couldn't I? Yeah.
I think you need that. You'd be fine then.
The tie that looked made of wool.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Classic. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well at home. Obviously, this is our start of our Turkey Shoot 2021. It's our little weekend thing where basically you build a kit. So we'll be going through what we're all building this weekend. And you build. The whole point of this entire thing is nothing more than literally having fun, having a laugh, so forth and so on. So there's nothing serious about this. You can literally build anything you like, you know, and there's no pressure, there's nothing, you know. Basically what we do is a load of live shows, as you know, and you can join in with us, have a few laughs and giggles along the way. Obviously we'll be showing your great work and obviously on social media, obviously the Flooring Model site, things like that as well. So please post up your work. We'll be having a look at seeing how you've been getting on in a little bit, but definitely that is what we're doing, isn't it, guys? Are we all excited?
Yes.
Right. Ecstatic, definitely. Right, I will just have to make a small announcement because, as a lot of you would know, because you've been refunded, unfortunately, through reasons I don't quite understand, because I would say normal, and clearly people around me aren't, I cannot sell a ceramic mug to Australia. We'll just leave that. Apparently, it is now banned to sell a mug or a ceramic vessel for the consumption of fluid, that's their wording, not mine, cannot be sold in Australia unless I then send the said mug for testing to prove that it won't explode, kill, maim, or generally murder anybody in Australia.
Well, that lesser-known Queensland exploding mug scandal is
Yes,
what's that.
I think that's where it started. So, unfortunately, what this has meant is me spending basically a day trying to sort this out and getting absolutely nowhere, which, you know, I'm not a bitter person, as you know, and I won't go on about it as a rant. That's why I'm doing it now. But basically, what this has meant is that the entire of this morning's work from me, obviously Tam's my other half and all the rest of it, of trying to send mugs out was completely for nothing. And I've got to go and pick them all up tomorrow and bring them all back. Anyway, I have refunded all the Australian orders. Now, just to put this into clarify, it is purely just Australia. It's not New Zealand, it's nothing else in the world. And everybody who has ordered from what I call rest of the world, which is non-EU and not the UK, because they're going out tomorrow, they have all been sent. So there is some tracking still to sort out because I haven't had time to get them all on the system yet. But definitely all the Australian ones, you would have been refunded. There was a couple of Australian ones that ordered other bits and pieces as well, and I managed to get them through. But definitely the ones that had a mug written on it was refused. So it's like, oh. So to say I'm slightly annoyed is an understatement at this point. To be honest, at 4 o'clock this afternoon, I was absolutely fucking livid. So it was like, yes. Anyway, I do apologise. Clearly, there's nothing I can do about this, guys. It's totally out of my hand. And just on the other note, because obviously we're talking about the mugs here, This is the ones, these lovely mugs. Look what you could have had. But the trouble is that, you know, it's just completely one of those things. I cannot do anything about it. Apparently, if I took the handle off and we called it a sanding stick holder, you can do that, but I'd have to cut the handles off of them all. So that ain't going to float. So unfortunately, I have done, and I've refunded. The other thing also I've done, obviously a lot of you guys in America would have seen as well, like I promised, anybody who's been charged excess postage, because I wasn't sure about the postage rate, I have refunded. So there's been some people who've been refunded about sort of £5, some people £6, because I've managed to get them cheaper. On the other hand, though, it's cost us £2 more than we thought it was going to cost, so we've lost out on the mugs right the way through. So yes, it was just one of those things. I do apologise. It's just, you know, 18 quid to get a mug to America is a nightmare. But it is. It's £18.10 to send that. It's weird. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's enough of my mini rant for this evening. We want to get back to the nice stuff. So tonight I'm on dough balls and prawn toast with red wine. And obviously because, you know, I am supporting Australia and I'll never be drinking it again. We're on Hardy's for some reason. So, yes, never drinking that again. But yes, that's where we are. So, the whole point though, getting back on track, we want you guys to take part. So actually what we have, if I just bring it up here, we have the working... Go on.
Can I just point out, so they can send glass vessels filled with liquid to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can't send it the other way around?
No. Not bitter. Anyway, let me just refresh this. So this is the build logs that are going at the moment. So obviously we've got the 2021 turkey shoot. This is your great work, and we will be checking in here periodically throughout the entire next 4 days of your great work that's taken on. So you guys already started this. I made this live this afternoon. So that's the builds that are up there at the moment. We will go through those properly a little bit later on as we can make our way through. From my point of view, I am going to be building this little lady, which is the classic Tamiya P51B, which I still think is the best looking Mustang of them all. Absolutely love this one. So this is the point. This is a really old classic one. It's got some really dodgy decals, but the kit itself is absolutely fine. So that's what I'm going to be building. And then if I get a little bit of time as well on Saturday, I'm going to put together the ATM6, the little baby one as well that Matt sent me. So that's the plan with that one. So that's my builds that I'm going to go for this weekend. So I'll be starting them obviously tonight with you guys. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon just for an hour as well for our recap show. I'm going to do it as a live event as well, so you can follow along with the build with that. And then obviously we're going to be live with you Saturday morning, and we're going to go from 10 till 12, and then we'll be in the afternoon 2 till 5. Same again on Sunday as well, so we'll be completing it at 5 o'clock on Sunday. That's the plan with the guys, and the guys are also going to be dropping in and out throughout the weekend, because John, you're working, aren't you?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not about Saturday, but Sunday I will be.
so we'll make him do double duty on Sunday. It's fine. So yes, so come on then, John, show us what you're going to be doing.
Well, when you said nice and relaxing and stress-free,
Yes,
Nathan kindly bought us some kits, didn't he, at Telford?
he did. All of
And
these came from them.
I chose Luftwaffe, so when it gets to painting, I shall be tearing my hair out. But what colours to use?
He will be. What RLM colour will he be using? I have to say, John was like a whippet into that bag when it turned up back with us to go through what we're going to be building.
Well, to be honest, I thought knowing Nathan, it would be a bag full of absolute tap, but he actually chose some nice kits.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing the
Can I just point out in my defence
190.
that the 48th was never offered when I was looking at them.
Oh. You're
Oh.
building
The 72nd scale stuff.
Well, that's because all you were shown. So
The
go on then.
Oh, he did show me them, but I didn't realise they were.
Well,
But
this is
no,
it. So go on then, Andy. You're on camera. Show us what you're going to be doing.
I'm carrying on building my Gundam because my poor track record of building kits this year.
Yes.
If I don't finish this, I'll have finished 2 kits this year. So if I start something else, I'll never get it done.
Right.
So as soon as I'm like halfway through it, not even halfway through it, I'm going to crack on and get that built over the weekend.
Very nice. Cool.
Finished.
Okay. And Mr. Tornado is going to be building.
yes, I shall be building a ECR version.
He's going to go for the
I'll
ECR
think
version
about
this time.
both of them then.
Probably not in that marking scheme, but yeah.
Oh, we were hoping you were going to mask up and do it freehand, that camo, the tiger.
I might change my mind and do that one. I'm not sure yet.
That's a nice one, because that's what I did my 48th one in.
Hmm. a tornado, and I've changed my mind halfway through probably.
Absolutely. Cool. Very nice. So that's the plan with that one. And Mr. Matt? Ooh.
An Esky kit.
Very nice. That's proper old school.
Again, a Nathan purchase. So, yeah, I'd pick this, which is obviously the Opel Blitz ambulance. So I look forward to it, to be honest. It looks all right. Not many parts, so hopefully we'll get through it. Get it done.
Get it done.
And the decals, though.
Yes.
Well, actually, the decals look all right. There you go. Decals should be all right.
The backings had it, but the decals look fine.
No, they always come in that yellow backing Esky decals.
Oh, do they? Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's not gone. No, it should be all right. So, yes, that's what I will be doing.
Very good. Excellent. Okie dokie. So, like we were saying before, we're going to be popping in and out with you guys right the way through with this one. So we'll be doing our sort of heads down look at this one as we're making our way through the entire show. We have got a couple of questions which we'll get to as well during the show as well. Unusual thing, guys who are in chat, I've actually got the chat up on the big screen here as well. So post up any questions, and if we don't see your question, as we always say on this, please, it's nothing personal. It's just that sometimes it flashes through and we don't see it. So keep posting up until you get our attention, and then we'll grab it from there as we make our way through. So that is the plan. So good job. So in the words of somebody who I don't know what they're called, gentlemen, start your engines. Go. That's it. You've literally got 4 days. Quick, go. Hurry up. Finished. Yeah, Matt's cheated. It's amazing how these old Esky kits come removed from the sprue and cleaned up.
Yeah, look, the Tamiya one does as well.
Yeah, look, it's amazing that. How come mine didn't? Oh, look, I have some yellowing of my decals.
Oh, a little bit.
It's a good job we've got such beautiful weather this weekend for me to bleach them on the windowsill.
Look, I'm nearly finished.
Yeah, that's why I quickly bought these.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I wasn't thinking that far ahead, so I might have to raid my spares box, really. Because I don't think that's going to float.
To be fair, John's decals look absolutely hammered, didn't they?
Yes.
John's not too bad.
It's not cheating, is it? Cutting it off the sprue before. It's just a bit of forethought.
Well, to be honest, I opened the threads up and all the rest of it at lunchtime, so you could say you started it at lunchtime and no one will know.
To be honest with you, I didn't start it till this afternoon.
Oh, there you go, you see? You're legit.
3 o'clock.
Mine even came with little scratch-built seatbelts.
Oh, did it? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Can you still order mugs, Phil, if somebody wants one?
Yes. Obviously, the mugs are still available to everybody unless you're in Australia.
How do you do it?
Literally, I can't show it because the non-members are watching this as well. But if you just go to a certain day that has got all the mugs as the thumbnail, click in there and go into that day on the forum. You can see it. If you go into the members offers, there's a separate password. It's not your login password. It's a password of my making. So you have to do that to go in, and you can purchase your mug and do it from there. So obviously, if you're in anywhere but Australia, you'll be absolutely fine. Lynn, I agree with you. I think this is the loveliest version of the P51. It's my favourite version.
Serves me right now if I've lost bits, won't it?
It will.
Shake the box, it'd be built, John.
Yeah, I was going to say, John, literally just throw a bit of paint in there, you'd be good to go.
So if you figured it, you could have done a TikTok vid.
Yes.
TikTok.
TikTok modelling, is that a thing?
What, sorry?
TikTok modelling, is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Can be if you want it to be, but
Right.
I won't Google it.
I was going to say, depends the type of model, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine's amazing because I don't even need glue.
Yes.
Are you using your god hands to build your Gundam?
Yeah.
But you still can't cut close to them because it still marks the plastic. Still stresses the plastic, so.
So what you're saying is them purpose snips
Yeah,
don't work.
£70 snips are no better than the...
that were designed for Gundam don't work. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Got to be careful. That's,
Controversial.
I was going to say, you'll get done for that.
Was that sacrilege?
So what's quite handy with mine is it came with a map.
Crikey, who's that smashing around in a box?
Me.
Can you do that, please, off microphone? I'm wearing an earpiece for this. I'm being professional, and it's definitely in one ear.
One thing I've noticed, because I haven't got a clue what it is that I'm actually building, you don't know what the parts are. Do you know when you're building an aircraft or a tank?
Yeah.
It's like you can look at the instructions, you don't even really need to look at the part numbers because you know what a wheel looks like, or a barrel looks like, or a propeller looks like.
I think that is the trouble, and I've struggled with that various things in the past where I've been building or allegedly building things and I haven't got a clue what they're called or what they look like, and you spend ages trying to find them on numbers. I should have actually WD-40'd my snips though, because they're still a bit,
Squeaky.
squeaky. I think you need a squirt of WD-40.
Jamie's put up how we're using super glue for construction. John were on about doing it, weren't you, John?
Yeah, I'm thinking like fuselage and that, use super glue.
To be honest, if you hadn't seen it, I did my submarine with it. Because the great thing is it's instant and you can sand it straight away.
Yeah, I've bought a fresh pot, so...
Don't need to bill him for that, Matt.
Not from us, he's been somewhere else.
Has he been B&Q?
Where you got it from, John?
Evil Bay.
Oh, fine. If that's where we're going, is it? Okay. No, it's fine. Fine. No, that's all right. We understand. It's a slippery slope. You started on Evil Bay.
I've not.
I know someone else who buys a lot of stuff off Evil Bay as well.
Always pinging, isn't it?
So it'll start there, then you'll start buying from Hannons. Then it'll be Creative.
Fair. He also buys a lot of stuff off Hannons and Creative as well.
Then it'll be Hobbycraft.
Got to draw a line somewhere.
That's it. Right, so which bit do I have to remember to put in it? Something like the radiator?
Yeah.
Don't forget the radiator.
The radiator.
Do it.
Well, you can see it anyway, won't you?
Oh, I've got my plumbing tweezers. Come on.
Right, okay, so I think that's all we need to do for the minute. Let's just have the lip.
So you're putting seatbelts in that P-51?
No.
What do you mean no? Can't build
I'm going to
a
have the
plane
pilot
without
figure in
seatbelt?
there. I'm going to have Mr. Bowlegs in there.
It does come with a figure that, doesn't it?
It does, yep.
It's weird. It is just like a 72 scale kit, isn't it, in terms of part breakdown? So
Yeah.
Right, okay, I think that'll do me. Right.
You can actually see
Don't
the benefit
go-
of cutting everything off the sprue.
it seems for everybody, you've all gone mad for this de-screwing thing.
I can see the benefit when you ain't got many parts.
So when you've got like takeaway food trays full of bits,
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it with a mini art interior tank, would you?
Even though obviously it would speed up build time, but yeah, you wouldn't know.
It's alright. just eating my dinner and red wine. It's great.
You carry on.
This is how we roll. It's great.
What?
So this is how we roll. It's great.
I thought I said this is a powdery roll.
Right, so anyway, obviously the reason we're here is for the treachery that the Americans did to us British. Can't think why. It's most unlike Britain to overtax the colonies and then get thrown out.
In Thanksgiving for the Native
Turkeys.
Americans giving them
Turkey.
Giving them
food,
turkey.
wasn't it?
Cranberries.
Don't know. We need educating.
Yeah, they were- I wanted them.
Didn't we burn down the White House as well because like we are really bad losers?
Yeah, I think that was a few hundred years later, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I think we're just compressing like 100 years of history.
Yes.
Well, this is what we do.
Yeah, a couple of centuries of this.
Oh, Mr. McCluskey's challenged you to a duel.
Hey, what?
Ooh.
Mr. McCluskey has challenged you to a duel.
To what?
He has purchased a scratch-built Sigwat, something to do with an ATAT,
Right.
which are only 5 centimetres from head to tail, the same size for the height. What's the dimensions of yours?
Ooh, how big's yours, missus?
Yeah, getting a bit personal, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's that big. I don't know what that is.
Ickle.
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 Yeah, I think it's probably more than 5 centimetres.
It's that small, it's never got a scale on it.
Yeah, mine's got to be bigger than 5 centimetres. I think mine's about 10 centimetres tall looking at it.
Are you sure?
Mind
There you
you,
go.
Phil's always known for exaggerating.
That's not true, John. I have never. I resemble that remark. There you go. So Thanksgiving Day was for the pilgrims to give thanks. They survived the harsh winter, and they had a big feast with the locals. Well done. It didn't be the winter yet. Surely then you'd have Thanksgiving after the winter, not before it. Nathan, you know all about this. You're the teacher. Why are we here celebrating this?
Maybe it was a really long winter, right the way through, past the summer, into the next winter, and
I'm sure the Native Americans gave them food to help survive because they didn't have crops.
in,
I'm sure European settlers did not discover the Americas in the Ice Age.
The Vikings discovered America. Or the
How dare you, sir?
or the Knights Templars, depending on which.
Which program do you watch?
Hey, look, I have been
Discover it.
watching for the last 10 years them digging that bloody island over, and so far they found a cribbing spike and a bit of lead. And yet I still watch it every year. Why?
The new season started in America and it starts every year in January.
Oh, God, I can't wait. I'm hooked.
just sounds like
Please, you have to keep watching it to make sure to see if they're going to find something there,
And
don't
do
you?
you know what I reckon? They should throw one of them down that bloody well, because the curse says that 10 people have got to die first. I'd hurry it up and just, what's his name? Chuck him down there.
I have no idea.
You know, the British guy with a dodgy accent. If it was up to me, they should put him down that hole, and then obviously that way it will then release its mysteries.
According to the internet, the turkey is the closest bird to dinosaurs, apparently. Tell you what. Oh, epic that is.
wasn't it? They were going to have the turkey as their national bird, wasn't it? Until they thought, you know what, that'll look really crap on money. So then they went with the eagle, which I think, in hindsight, was probably the better idea.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
That's like us having our national bird as the pigeon.
Pigeon. Yeah. Which would be more apt for us.
It would be, yeah.
For the other things.
Pigeon Street.
Yes. Rats with wings.
Yep.
So anyway, if you want us to butcher any other country's history,
Well,
Yeah, just ask me. I should have been a history teacher. I missed my forte there.
Jamie's off. He's got a.
yeah, Neil says yes. The early settlers were starving. The Native Americans helped them. They like ultra Americans. They started to shoot them. Okay, all right.
Stop.
Trust.
Two different versions. Nice. I'm having a vegan Christmas this year. Not through choice,
I was going to say, is that through choice or like are you being forced?
compulsory, because
Are you going to sneak a pigs in blanket in?
I have to sneak a Gregg sausage roll in my pocket.
What's that for?
I just have to they are good.
You're doing vegan Christmas.
You're good to your sisters, are you?
I tell you what, I could be vegan as long as I could eat chicken or turkey. Be fine. I think I could give up red meat.
Yeah.
Burgers. No burgers.
Yeah, do you know what? I could, but I'd have to have a chicken burger. So as long as I could still have, like, you know, bit of white meat, bit of poultry, I think I'd be all right. I don't eat
Some sort
fish
of-
unless it's a finger. So
You can still have McDonald's.
yeah, because that's not meat, is it?
You can have a fillet of fish. Has anybody actually ever had a fillet of fish?
That's
My other half has a children's fish finger meal. Does that count?
Not really, no.
I don't think we're impressing people with our history lesson today.
Chris says I'm a better modeller than a history teacher. Oh.
That's not saying much.
It's Black Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Chance to spend all day sitting on Amazon.
Yes, waiting
Bye.
for the time deals to come up.
Buying crap you don't need.
Yes.
So if it's Black Friday tomorrow, what's the past week all been about?
They call
On
that.
Amazon.
Yes, that's the pre-week sales.
That's the warm up
Yeah.
for
Come,
the main event.
Has anyone been hooked into anything?
Well, I was going to buy £1,000 ATAT until I realised it was £1,000. So it was about sort of £950 more than I wanted to spend.
I think you should get one.
I'm not spending anything.
I think I'll be murdered
I
if
bought
I did.
another Amazon Alexa.
Okay.
That one. Is that for the carsy, that one?
Yeah, is that
No,
for the
it's
car?
different. Yeah, I think you might have seen it, John. I bought another Alexa 5 show thing. So I can have it here. So when people ring the ring doorbell, I can see it on the screen down in here.
Can they see you?
There.
Stalker.
Yeah, it is, so he can watch his neighbours.
It's
You know what,
when
Andy?
it's my front door that they're ringing.
Andy, you are turning into that Hitchcock Rear Window character. Who sat there spying on people.
He is. He's got cameras all around his house, like surveillance city, watching the neighbours. It's like an episode of Sliver.
Says Phil.
I can't watch mine.
Right?
Now, since I've had my new hub, I haven't got them wired in, so they are recording, but I can't actually just watch them live like I used to.
Why is that then?
It's purely because I haven't had time to go around and redo them all.
Yeah, so the one. Like the password in.
Yeah.
Blaming the mugs for that.
Been a few. It's been a while since I've built one of these tornado kits. See if I can do it without looking at it.
Do you remember how to do it, Nate?
I think so. It is the best kit in scale.
I thought you would have broke out the Desert Babe.
Oof. Oof. That one is. That's a special. That's one of those kits that I dared to start here. Keep harassing, well, not harassing, too strong a word, but hinting from get into the perfect need to crack on with the new tornado and stuff. Find out in the new year, it's been falling on the earth. No, you're not Matt, is it Fiddly?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, Neil points out I could buy 2 Wingnut Wings Lancasters. Oh, sorry, not allowed to say that, are we? Sorry, Border Models Lancasters for a price of an AT-AT. The difference being, right, if I was to drop the Border Models Lancaster, I couldn't rebuild it like I could with the Lego one.
Very true.
And one you're going to be able to buy, and one you're not.
Well, not in the UK. Oh, look at that. That's my parts clearing up done.
Neil's asking, are you glad you stayed away from Telford? Ah.
Sorry, Neil says what?
Are you glad you stayed away from Telford?
Yeah, it would have been nice to be there, because obviously we could have been with Nathan. But I don't think it was the year from us from a business point of view. I'm very, very glad we didn't, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It was next year.
I think next year, as I say, hopefully things will be back to normal. We can carry on and get back to where we were. But definitely this year, we would have lost money. That's simple as that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. It was different, but it was. I think it was better than a lot of people thought it was going to be in the run-up to it. I think a lot of people got into the trap of thinking, well, Perfect's not there, Zuki Mori isn't there, so and so not there, Ravella not there. But actually, there was shopping-wise, it was a bit rubbish. But that's probably a good thing.
Hold on, you forgot the other two. Flory Models weren't there. PM Models wasn't there.
I missed it because I couldn't like top up on things from like places like Gas Patch. Like I've always been promising myself I'll buy something from Gas Patch. Next time I was at Telford, I couldn't get that. Saved a few pennies and spent it all on kits that things that are built in now.
I think what a lot of people have said to me about it, that actually it was really nice because it was like a normal model show.
Yeah.
so there was lots to see, and you had lots of time to do it.
That's true. It was,
and you have more time to talk and to look at the models. So from that point of view, it's more nice, especially on the Saturday, instead of it being like a sale at TK Maxx.
yeah, it's usually bonkers on a Saturday.
Yeah. So from that point of view, from everyone I spoke to who went to it, and they were saying it was really nice because it was nice and relaxed, and you could, as you say, you had time to chat, where normally everyone's running around like headless chickens on the Saturday just trying to get bargains and see everything. So from that point of view, it was lovely. But
I'd second that. That's a good observation.
So basically, what you're saying, Nathan, is if a lot of these traders had been there, we would have ended up with a pile of tap to build this weekend.
yes,
You're actually lucky that many of the second-hand kit dealers will not take card. So I've not used cash in ages, and I wasn't about to start using cash at Telford. So a lot of them said, "You take card?" It's like, no. So it's okay, we'll go somewhere else then. So that was a bit rubbish. But they were a bit.
Nathan did get me a German truck that
No one's heard of the manufacturer.
I was in my friend, but it does look really detailed to us, and I intend to build it for my next build to get it done. I thought if I start it, I'm never going to get this thing finished. Oh, thank you very much.
Quick one here from Tony. He says, has anybody used MRP clear coats yet and had any issues? I've used the clear coat on MRP Traffic Grey last week, and it is melted right through the paint and mixed with the Mr. Hobby black primer underneath. Any ideas, or is it just a seriously hot product?
Never used it, so I can't.
I have, yeah.
I can't comment on that.
I've never used it. I use MRP, but I've never used the lacquers because I have heard it is a bit too hot.
Okay, so I can sort of speak for this as well, because I've used both. The thing is, you have to understand is that the MRP stuff is you want to use thin coats. So from that point of view, when you're laying it down their paints through to their clear coats and everything else, do not put down a heavy wet coat, because it is seriously hot, is what we're saying. And I think you'll find is that the primer that obviously you've used underneath being black as well, it's literally eaten straight through the paint, and then it's reacted with the one underneath. And sometimes I've had it happen to me. You get fish eyes, as I call them, so you get the black sort of bubbles up almost through the bottom. And from that point of view, it's really, really annoying. And it happened to me on the B17 when I was doing the wheel wells. And it's one of those where you have to put another coat over the top. But when I've used the MRP clear coats, I have to say it's really, really nice stuff. But I would do thin coats, let it dry and gas off and do it all its bits. Then come in with another coat if you feel it needs it afterwards, rather than going down with a sort of one and done attitude. Because as soon as it's too wet, it literally will eat its way through. And that's, I think, the secret to their paints. It is quite a hot clear coat. The actual carrier they use, the thinner, is pretty strong stuff. So just be a little bit mindful of that when you're putting it down. If you put it down too thick, it will eat through. But it does dry incredibly quick. So you can literally, with a thin coat, it's dry within literally minutes. So you can build up those coats really, really quickly.
I think it's pretty hot though, isn't it? The GS 100s and stuff, I think. But yeah, you need a good gripper coat and then a wet coat.
Yes. Right, we're going in with the instructions. Seat, sticks to seat, goes on floor, make sure things in first. Right, got you.
You're actually going to read the instructions?
Wow.
That's the end of the instructions.
I thought we ought to do one of these where we don't have any instructions. We get a white box kit each, and then we'll do it with no instructions.
Don't use X20A with AK varnish. It's a proper acrylic. You need like airbrush thinner, Vallejo airbrush thinner, or their own thinner.
Yes, definitely. Carl says it's really good to meet you, Nathan. Was a bit more relaxing than normal, so I had a bit more time to talk.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't like the zombie horde on a Saturday, was it? That was nice, actually. It was a really nice show. I got to meet loads of very nice people.
Yes.
It's good. Can't believe it's that long ago already. It's like,
Yeah, it's
Soon
amazing.
Christmas.
I was going to say, how quick has this year gone? It's been absolutely ridiculous.
David Keys has asked this question, Phil, why do you have a black 3-ring binder in your office with Lola, your dog, labelled on the side of the
That's
binder?
because you're far too nosy and stalking me through my pictures that I put up on the net. No, basically, I have to say that we have a file for the dogs. So obviously it's got in there their medical history with the vet, and obviously it's got their microchips and all the details from that. So it's just in a folder to keep it all safe, because we tend to keep all the paperwork down in the actual unit, so rather than in the house. And that's all that is. So that's how you saw that, you stalker, you.
Instruction manual for a dog.
But yeah, she has her own little folder, and to be honest, Molly's got one as well.
So any dog thieves watching, you need to grab the folders as well as the dogs.
Oh God.
To be honest, if you tried to grab Lola, she's not little.
Recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it, and as for Molly, yeah,
Yeah, good luck with that.
good luck with that, yeah.
The back.
Although I think if Isla came along with a biscuit, both of them would quite happily go along with her. Has this got decals for the instrument panel? Or are we going to dry brush it? That's the question. Oh, we're keeping plastic bags. Let's get rid of that. Ooh. Right. I think by the time you wipe the mould off of this, it'll be fine.
Off what?
Is it just gonna?
It's got spores growing on the decals. Is that normal?
I've had a few second-hand kits that have got that. I think it must be people keep it in.
In the loft and that, I think, doesn't it?
Usually it just comes off when you soak them.
Ah, be fine.
Back tape, isn't it, rather than deck?
It'll be absolutely fine, not a problem.
Just don't breathe them in. What time are you going for a scoot round the
I will
build
have a look round in a minute, actually. Hold on, let me just get this in and it can be drying, and then...
how people are getting on and what they're doing and all that?
Yes. Right, okay. I have fitted the radiator, just putting it out there.
You lose it. Andy's got one.
Has Andy got a spare one?
Maybe that was like the high speed or with cold climates.
Right, let me just get the gluey in there. Right, okay, let's have a look round at some of your great work. So, where are we? Turkey shoot. Right, let me just refresh and we'll have our first walk round. Remember guys, remember to upload your pictures and keep you all in the loop so we come round. Okay, so first up we got Stuart. And he's working on the PM Models Beach 45.
Oh, one of our classics.
Yeah, it is. Should we take this as being one of our kits then, yeah?
Yeah, we're claiming it.
Yeah, that's it. So this was one of our first releases. Apparently it's not. It's our number 308th kit. So
Right. Who knew?
that's it. Who knew we'd been that popular and big? Don't look too bad, really. It's all recessed panel lines. Got some nice options down in there as well.
It's not made out of chewing gum then.
No. It's not the chewing gum variety. It's when we've moved on and did recessed panel lines.
Good.
Clearly, I recessed those, judging by the size of them.
I was say, bit of a trench in it, Phil.
Very nice though,
should-
and it's
should we
nice
go
to
for
have. As I say, when we talk about this, it's supposed to be fun. So doing some kits that are a little bit weird and wacky, a little bit of hard work and stuff like that gets extra bonus points.
Get the super glue on the seams.
Yeah, you'd be fine. Right, okay. Now everyone's chucking everything around here, so we'll go through. So we've got Robert, and he's going with one of these, which is the Hasegawa Mark 44.
Oh, it's
The
a
Mark A kit.
Sheena Kruger.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. I've got one of them upstairs. I don't think it's that one. It's something else. But yeah, I did actually think of doing that for this, but obviously Nathan came up trumps.
He did.
But they're lovely kits, them. They're Machine Krieger, aren't they, Andy?
Is Andy with us? Andy, come in.
He's muted. Why is he muted
Why has he
himself?
muted himself?
Because I was digging through my sprues and I got moaned at last time. So
You didn't get moaned at. He said don't do it under the microphone.
Just
Because
do it
I've got my
quietly.
earpiece in. It deafens me in here. Anyway.
yeah, they are. The machine crew is really nice.
Yes. So yes, very nice as well. Good job on that one. Good luck. Look forward to seeing that one come to life. Right, okay, if I try and do this some more. Okay, so down in here we got some Spartan games 1 to 2,000 to 20,000. Crikey.
Okay.
Okay, I have no idea what that is, but there we go. It's a Corvette.
It's a fleet battle, something, is it?
Yes. Spartan
Oh, right.
Games Halo. Oh, so Spartan is in Halo. Do you know what? I never got into
okay.
Halo playing Halo. I missed that somehow.
Sure.
Very nice. Loads of great detail on it.
That's going to be different, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep that one up. Oh, there you go.
Oh, is that it? Oh, I like
That's
yeah.
it. That's
really
cool,
good.
that is. Very cool. Right, okay, looking forward to seeing that one come to life, definitely. Okay, and we've got the... Oh, look, so this is Pranjit's Spitfire.
Nathan's favourite.
Nathan's kit of the year.
Yeah, the decade.
Oh, decade, right, okay. So this is the Mark V. Very nice indeed. Be nice to see that one come together.
That's a good point. We've got to think of our kit of the year soon, haven't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
God, here we go again. It's the nightmare with us. Okay, look, everyone's jumping in now. Don't update it, guys, because we will come back to this later. I know everyone's going to think, quick, get them up there. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the Amusing Hobbies 148 scale worst flug.
That's cool.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Who knew that the Reich had invented V-stall type stuff?
German
Head
offspring.
of the time.
Clearly, by 70 years. Really nice. But again, really interesting one as well. So very nice as well. Be nice to see that one come together. What else we got? Oh, we've got the Hobby Boss P38 Lightning. This is one of their
Yeah, all right,
easy
them
kit
little
ones. They are. They're really nice, these little ones.
Yeah, nice and simple, but
Yeah.
they're a good value as well. They're not very expensive, are they?
No. All good stuff. There we go, coming together, looking very nice indeed. So that'll be a good one to follow along with. Where are we? Chipmunk.
Ooh, chipmunk.
It's from Dave. Can't go wrong with the chipmunk. Dave, you need to update this. This was how long ago?
Yeah.
There's me with a bad hair day. Nathan looked like he's a Bond villain. You know, you got the henchman each side here, as in John, and then Objob.
Odd job. Yeah.
So good job with that one.
I'm more thinking knick-knack.
Knick-knack, that's the one. I couldn't think of his name actually. Okay, Rich is doing the F14. This is the AFE 1 to 100 scale. Oh, baby one. Very nice. Very nice kits they are. Very, very nice. Sharp kits.
Tiny kits.
Tiny, but they are absolutely beautiful, those little kits. Very nice indeed. Oh, you don't get the stand with it, unfortunately. And there's only 4 Sparrows and no Sidewinders or Phoenix. Oh, well, never mind. Medium range interdiction mission. That'd be fine. And where are we? Chipmunk, Phantom. Okay, we've got the Dragon. Oh my god, one of these I can never pronounce. It's a Panzer Wagon. Panzer Faustwagen. It's an armor kit.
222 in it.
I don't know.
Is that the Dragon one? 72nd, is it?
I think so, yeah. Sorry, I didn't do... Yeah, 72nd.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So it's 2 kits in 1 box.
Alright.
So that'd be a nice one. Cool,
Yeah.
very good. Excellent. Good job on that one, Colin. That would be a nice one to follow along with. Like a bit of armour. Oh, look, a 1/25th scale Ford GT from Chris. Wow.
Ooh, look.
Can't go wrong with a Mustang.
Nope.
Very nice. Already in gunmetal, look. Nice.
Pre-painted, nice.
It is. That's
Or has he
cool.
painted that before? Does that come
Crikey.
pre-painted?
Tell you what, it
Is
looks
that
just
your
like the
own,
real
Chris?
thing, that does, eh? I don't know, actually. Has he pre-painted it, or is it done already?
Oh, it's an old project. Finish
it's
an old project.
Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Good on you.
Good job. Very nice. Very, very nice. Is that your car?
I'm looking at the buggy lawnmower.
What, the mower? Yeah, you have the
I say,
mower, I have the car. Not
Have you
jealous
got
at
a
all.
big garden?
Yeah, Matt needs that for his front garden because he's got to mow it this weekend.
Oh, did it Tuesday on my day off,
Oh, right, okay.
but not with a sit-on lawnmower, just a fly mower.
Okay, Alex is doing the 48 scale Tempest Mark 5. Oh, and he's doing an F104, sorry, BF109 G10. Very nice.
Cool.
Good job. And where are we? So we've got, this is the, oh my god, can never pronounce this thing.
It's Carl Morser.
Yes, Carl Morser, that's the one. So Chris is doing this one. This is 144 scale. Big old
Always
job,
picks
that.
easy projects, so Chris doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And do you know what? He's a real smart ass because he always finishes them.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a full diorama.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I was going to say, for people who don't know, haven't been following us forever, Krista is actually unbelievably good at these. And what he turns out in such a short period, he's inspiring. Trust me, keep an eye on that build. It'll be a fantastic one to follow along with. Right, where are we? 32nd. Oh, I thought that was going to say the entire bomber. I was like, really? He's doing the trolley. Really nice. Is that for Tall Boy, is it? Yes, looks like it. Or the earthquake bomb. Here it is. Mr.
All right, yeah.
Barnes Wallace earthquake bomb. I think that's the trolley for it, isn't it?
Oh, it's the icon here thing, isn't it?
Hmm.
All right, they're nice there,
We
aren't
spoke
they?
to them, didn't we, a few years ago?
Yeah, at Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes show, yeah.
Because he had the Supermarine Attacker, I think.
Yeah,
kit?
that was it. It was our latest release, wasn't it, at that point?
Yeah.
So, there you go, everyone. £12,000 bomb. Try and fit that in another bomber apart from a Lancaster. Okay, right. Where are we? AMT, we got the Battle Droid. Cool, from Rob. Very nice indeed. There we go. We're going to get buzzed by a helicopter here. What else have we got? Pramjet Spitfire, so we got another Mark 5 with the Trop version.
Popular kit.
It is very, very nice kit. Just £10. Look, there's a sticker on it, says so. From Colin.
What's that flying over your property?
I've got a feeling it's either the air ambulance or it's the police. It sounds like their type of helicopter.
Mind you, where you live, it'll be the police now, isn't it?
Well, apparently, because, yeah, where everything's been happening around here recently. Right, we got the Fujiyami. This is the Kai 61, the Haiyan. as well. Very nice as well from John. There it is. With a turkey.
On a turkey. Turkey.
It's an ugly bird, isn't it? Good job they taste nice.
Yeah, because they don't look very good,
No,
do
they
they?
don't. Yeah.
They don't look very appetising.
Definitely not. There we go. 72nd Italeri. This is GR1 doing it as the Snowcat. Very nice indeed in the can openers. Nice. Great kit. Very nice kit. I'm probably going to build this, everyone, just so everyone knows at some point, as a bit of a homage back to our early days, where I'll be wearing a very nice heavyweight woolen jumper from the Edinburgh Woolen Mill. Other shops are available.
Could do in your Christmas jumper.
I mean, Chris, I could too, couldn't I? Got lots of them.
Yeah.
Okay. The Accurate
Ooh.
Miniatures A36 Apache. Nice. From
I don't know
Eric.
what that kit's like. What's that kit like?
I must admit,
Why
I
is
thought
it-
it's got nice detail. I know it's got nice detail, but I don't know if it's
Why is it not called a P51B?
because it's the predecessor, isn't it? When it was known as the P36 Apache, wasn't it, with a different engine and all the rest of
Is
it?
that got an Allison engine?
Yeah, I
in
think
it?
that's the Allison version, isn't it?
Not because it's a bomber. Up on it, look.
You've seen the dive brakes on it. Look at that.
Bomber.
Anyway,
Hey.
Cool.
nice to see an Accurate Miniatures kit make an
It's-
appearance.
Absolutely. What else we got? Mosquito, 48 scale, Tamiya. Good job, Daniel. Nice call. Very good call on that one. Beautiful kit. Still probably one of my favourite kits of all time, that is.
Classic.
Old school.
Proper
but
classic kit.
It is a proper classic kit, but still a really, really good one.
Classic kit for a classic price.
Absolutely. Oh, there we go. Do you know what? I was actually thinking earlier, we haven't seen any of the egg type ones and the funnies and all the rest of it. So at least we've got one here. So we've got the, this is the Tiger Models BF109 in a ridiculous scale.
Oh, that looks cool.
Cool job, that one, isn't it? Look at that. Really
Need that.
nice.
See. Get it built. Okay.
Nice. Very nice indeed.
Different. Look good.
It is. That'd be good, that one.
Yeah.
Cool job. What else we got? 72nd P47D from Kent. And it's got a turkey. Nice. So this is the Hobby Boss 72nd ones. Again, these are the sort of, the easy kit versions. Actually, I must admit, they are great kits for the kids and things like that. Because they go
Good
together
mojo.
really, really quickly.
Aren't they? Good mojo as well.
Yeah, they are. Fantastic mojo and things like that.
That little 163 Comet's brilliant.
Mm.
They actually stand up. Once they're built, they look really good. Maybe on the cockpit a bit sketchy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that scale is better.
And last up for the minute, wow, there's a classic. Colin's
Oh,
doing the Whirlwind 72nd scale. Good old Westland Whirlwind, look at that.
That's something else we need to twist Pramjit's arm on, isn't
I
it?
tell you, I was about to say that's another helicopter that desperately needs
Yes.
We do.
an upgrade because that is from. If you go back to the top fill, that's from 1958.
1958,
Originally,
yeah.
he's got. I've had that box in.
Hmm.
Remember that box? I've owned that at some point and ruined it probably when I was a
Yeah.
wee nipper. But
That's-
yeah, 1958. So it's definitely due.
And there's one of those flying around here. Well, John will know, down in Somerset, isn't it, John?
What's that? Sorry, I
The
wasn't
Westland
listening.
Whirlwind.
Is there?
Yeah, down at the, I don't know actually the official name of their company these days because it has changed a bit in the past. But they've got a load of Sea Kings because recently they took delivery of 2 Mark 58s, I think it was. Sea Kings got delivered to them. But anyway, they've got historic helicopters of. They've got the Whirlwind. They've got lots of old ones as well, but they've got a load of Sea Kings now. I think they must be the
Who's
largest operators of Sea Kings these days.
Who's got the Dragonfly? No, it went to the helicopter museum. I think it's been doing what little bits it can, but there is a Dragonfly. Isn't there? Is it not a Dragonfly? A Sycamore. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's them as well. They've got the Sycamore, they've got a Whirlwind, they've got obviously then all the Sea King fleets and a Wessexes.
Please tell me the Whirlwind's yellow.
It is. Yeah, it is. The Whirlwind is yellow.
It's got to be on it because he's doing that one in yellow. If you scroll down, I think because
Oh,
I
right,
looked at
nice.
it earlier. He's got some aftermarket
Oh,
decals
look,
to
it's
that
got the proper
1958.
stamp in there, look.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The decals, well, they may be all right.
Yeah, I think he's upgraded.
Oh, it's all
them.
right. Bless. Oh, there you go.
But yeah, look.
Nice. Yeah.
That'd be cool, that.
It will be very, very cool with that one. Good job. So what we're going to do is obviously we'll be popping back throughout the course of the next 4 days, and we'll catch up with everybody's builds, and obviously if you want to add into them as well, don't forget, if you use the old hashtag official Flory models, we'll have a look at your great work as well on Instagram over the weekend as well. So look, John's got his strobe effect going again.
He has, look.
Oh yeah, don't like these flipping LED lights.
Nobody likes the LED.
There you go, you've cured it. What did you do?
I turned off the light there.
Just while you're doing a bit of a thing, Phil, could you just nip quickly to the PM specials page, because we've got a bit of a appetizer for the main event for the weekend that we've put up, if anybody's interested this evening.
Appetizer.
An appetizer, is what you call it, an hors d'oeuvre.
An hors d'oeuvre for the main course at the weekend.
Right, okay, so here we go. Go on then, you can talk
No,
us through
just
it.
at the top, look. So as Mr. Nathan is building his tornado, we have got some for sale.
Cool, nice.
If anybody's in, and the Dauntless next to it as well, but there'll be a lot more going up, obviously,
Yes.
for the weekend. But we thought, yeah, if anybody's sort of interested and they'd like a tornado, then
Nice.
Great.
And again, like we spoke about on the Wednesday show, obviously the damaged boxes here, we're going to add some more bits and pieces onto this one as well. And obviously at the weekend, we are going to be doing a 10% weekend as well.
yeah.
Which I think will be the same as well for Brett at High Altitude Hobbies, and the guys over at Serious Models in Greece as well are going to join in with that one. So you can grab some deals over the weekend for those as well.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for that. We can go back to the build. Back to the build.
well, back to the build. Very good. So anyway, I've got mine sort of coming together quite nicely down in here. If we have a look round with everyone else, so if we start with Andy, talk us through your Stella Artois.
I'm building at the moment. This is his head. It's very fiddly because it's got like a pipe with all these little bits that go around it, and that's his visor.
Mm-hmm.
That's one I'm on at the moment, which yeah, having lots of fun. I'm not 100% sure these are fit on right, but I might need to. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's his legs. And just to give you an idea of scale, it's 1/100th scale, and where are we? That camera there. That's the figure,
Oh, right, okay.
and that's the size of a leg.
And that's his shield, I take it, on the sprue.
I think that's part of his elbow. I think
Oh, was it?
Might be his codpiece actually.
Oh, right, okay, nice.
I was about to say, where's his codpiece?
Where's he from? Cameo?
Paint it red.
I don't.
There you go, boys and girls. Google Cameo word up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the lead singer's name Larry Summit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember what his surname was, but yeah.
To be honest, I used to know that word for word as a teenager.
Everybody does. Staple of the 80s.
Hey, something baby, whatever. Oh, yeah. No, I can't remember it. Never heard it.
No, denial knowledge. Very nice. Okay, John, how are you doing with yours? Oh, look at him. He's looking very busy there.
There you go.
So,
Rob knows it.
oh, switch your mic on.
Oh, hold on. He's muted. Hold on. He's coming in, everyone.
Yeah, these Tamiya kits are lovely. They fall together. Look, I'm ready for paint already.
Very nice. So go on then. How's it going?
Yeah, no, okay. Typical Tamiya. So I'm just painting all the interior now.
Nice.
But I assume Tamiya are correct. There's two colours for the cockpit, 66 and 02.
Nice.
Does that sound right, Nathan?
I'd just do it all 66 myself, but why not?
I'd say it should be 66, shouldn't it? I know.
Yeah, 02 was early, so 109. The 109s just.
Oh, God. I don't believe you lot are going down this little rabbit hole already.
It's saying the actual floor is like 02. and the seat and instrument panel and cockpit sides are 66.
And Tammy have never
debatable.
been wrong.
That's debatable. What do you think, Nate?
I mean, the thing with a 101 cockpit is it's so diddy. If you paint
Yeah, just paint it all grey.
Yeah, you can paint it red, you never noticed, would you?
it'll give you a nice bit of contrast. So otherwise it's just gonna be a black pit. You're not gonna see anything in.
Well, I'm going with the 66 first anyway.
I'd just paint it all 66 personally, but it might make the floor. It might give you a bit of contrast. Because it does 66 just tends to suck light and you can't see anything.
Yeah, Dirk says, wasn't the 109E floor and sidewalls 02 and the instrument panel 66?
Probably.
He's doing a 190.
He's doing a different plane.
So,
If it's Battle of Britain, it's 02, and if it's anything after, it's 66.
It's having 66 for now anyway, so we'll see where we go from there.
Okay, we'll leave you to
I'm
that
just
one.
going to mute.
Fine. No, you carry on, sir.
no, let's go back to him.
Oh, look, he's muted now.
You Tim Conley.
That's a very clean booth he's got.
It is.
Right, we'll leave him there. Go on then, Matt, what have you got?
I've got a chassis.
Yes.
I've got a back cabin.
Yes. Oh, has it got working doors? Wow, that's posh,
yeah,
isn't it?
kind of.
Nice.
They are a bit, they're not great, but yeah. So that's together. I've managed to snap the exhaust. So I'm repairing that.
Okay.
I've just been drilling that out to reinsert.
Right, said hole. Got you.
The pipe.
Yes.
Like so that'll go, and then I've got the cab, but I need to paint the inside of the cab, so I've just put the back bit on. I'm going to make some glass as well. It don't come with any clear parts.
Oh, right,
So I'm going to fab a windscreen and some side glass and stuff like that for it out of some. I've got some thin.
Oh, bit of acetate.
That stuff,
Nice.
acetate, so that'll do just to fashion something.
Yes.
So yeah, no. Apart from that, it's nearly done.
Yeah, it'll be finished in a
To
minute.
be honest, it's coming along nicely, shall we say? But literally, the instructions are
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
and that.
Okay.
So obviously that bit's all done, so that just needs mounting on. And I need to put the number plate holder on. That bit's done.
Right.
Apart from the exhaust, which I'm going to fit in a minute, that bit's done. So it's just the cab bit, and then attach it and paint it. So
That's it. It'd be done
I might
by
be doing something else.
Yeah, I was going to say it will be done by Saturday morning.
Could be. But yeah, to be honest with you, you know what? Because it's an older kit, isn't it? From the 80s, 70s, whenever it was. It's fine, to be honest.
Nice.
Bit of clean up like before, and just together, no problem. Just just what it is, isn't it? Can't beat an old Esky kit.
No.
Staple of my childhood.
Yes. Do you know what? I totally missed Esky as a child.
There you go. Look, kind of.
It was not
Did you
available.
really?
Yeah, no. You couldn't buy them down this part of the world.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, we
You
had the
missed out.
staple thing, literally, of just the the normal sort of Revell, Airfix. That was about it down there.
Right.
I can't remember doing Esky.
No.
BTs used to sell them in Nottingham Esky quite a bit. I think they had a really good. It was either them or Skills across the road. One of them did, but yeah, they did loads because they used to do them diorama sets we were on about before, where you used to get the figures and the vac form base and stuff that absolutely fetch a mint now if you've got one untouched.
Yeah.
And again, it was an alright sort of introduction into armour, I suppose, if you wanted to do it in 72nd scale, smaller scale.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
BTs or Skills. I used to Saturday mornings go to the cinema, but not go to the cinema and go to either BTs or Skills because the cinema was on the corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, across the road from BT's, wasn't it?
From BTs, yeah. And,
ABC cinema, wasn't it?
yeah.
There you go. Reminisce.
Yeah.
Let's reminisce of Nottingham in the 80s.
Yeah, not in the 80s. Yeah.
Right, nice. Okay, Nathan, how are you doing?
I'm still not decided exactly which tornado I'm doing, so I've built the bits that I don't have to make a decision on.
Right.
So I've built the back cockpit fuselage. So I'm just getting a brass rod ready, to pop in there because the tailor-ons always drop off.
Mm-hmm.
That's I'm just doing a little bit of that really. Started on the wings. Obviously, I'm going to cut these and then they'll slot in afterwards just to make painting a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I have to make a decision because for this, it's like I have to choose a cockpit and stuff. Well, me, it's okay.
Is it showing its age, Nate?
A little bit. I mean, the biggest thing I don't like about this kit is the wing glove here.
Yeah.
It's done to be swept so you can sweep the wings. So I usually put a bit of plastic card down in there, put some putty in, and then when the wings are ready to go on, just sort of shove them in. And But I mean, it's the best kit in scale. You're not going to get a better one.
No.
Nate, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Do you know how you built your 48th one to get around the pitfalls of building that? Why don't you do a video build on a 72nd one?
Well, see, I'm off tomorrow, so I might just do that. I might build 2 this weekend.
That's good.
That would be very good, yes.
Then you could have a Nathan masterclass on the 48th one and the 72nd one and how to get around the pitfalls of both. That'd be cool, that.
This kit doesn't need like hacking, so to speak. But I'll say it'll have its tail on before we finish tonight, I think. But I sort of just build this up and then plug the cockpit up. I've decided what I'm going to do with it.
How many of them you built now, Nate?
These?
Yeah.
Probably half a dozen off the top of my head. But the biggest thing is doing a brass rod for your tail. I take my shows to models, and there's no way these things would stay on.
Yeah.
I'll just cut that off, drill a hole.
Pin it in.
That's it, really. That's the only thing you have to do. It's some strength on these parts.
You built that kit, Phil?
I haven't done the 72nd one, no.
All right.
No, 48 scale. We say I've done the old Hobby Boss one. We've done the Revell one. Done the video build on the Revell one when it first came out. But I've never done the 72nd one.
Right. I thought you'd have
nothing wrong with
tackled
it.
one at some point.
It stands,
Again. Oh, I'm sorry, Nate.
it stands up to modern standards. It's built, nicely recessed panel lines, all that. Nothing wrong with it.
Thing is, like when they did the Desert Babe, the mini version, the 72nd one, we were saying that's a great kit because it's got best of both worlds. You got a great kit as an understudy, for obviously getting all the details in. Then obviously with all the bits and pieces that I'll bring to the party, you end up with exactly what you need.
Definitely. Yeah. Nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just think Epic should be working on you for me. Just think, no one else.
This is very true. Right, okay, so with me, if I just go with my overhead, I've put my sort of cockpit together and I've built it as a whole just to speed things up. So what we'll do is we'll take this over to the spray booth, probably tomorrow now, and we'll get all this painted up. We'll get the internals done as well, all painted up and ready to go. And then we'll get this together hopefully tomorrow afternoon, which will be the main thing to it. And then what we'll do is we'll obviously hand paint the details into this, dry brush up obviously the cockpit details, things like that. We have got the little pilot figure, which I seem to have lost. I did have him here somewhere. There he is. So we will make a hash of trying to put him together, and then he can sit down in here. And then obviously he'll be in here like this, all ready to go. But like we've spoken about before, and I know obviously me and Matt have done a show on this as well, these Tamiya 48 scale, the early ones like this, they obviously did, this is the B, there's other versions of it as well, but obviously they did the D. They are absolutely fantastic and they are great. So the amount of detail that you get in these kits, considering their age and the price, is brilliant. So we've just popped in the little wheel well down in there as well, so that'll be good. But literally what you see in front of you is about it. There's a few more bits on the sprue. We've still got obviously the gear, the exhaust, and a few, for the weapons and drop tanks, but that's literally it. So if you are thinking about sort of mojo builds and stuff like that, these are absolutely great because one, the price is fantastic, but secondly, they go together really no problem at all. There's no worries. You can obviously add to it if you wanted to. There's aftermarket available for these as well, but we were saying about seat belts and stuff like that, you could pop those in, but again, really they don't need it. They stand up really well considering their age as well.
Yeah.
So generally very nice as well.
Oh, God's sake.
Right, how's everyone doing in chat?
I was doing all right, so I just broke the exhaust again.
God.
So, Roger, the plasticard is to basically make the back. So the glove, which is the area that is like, are they rubber or are they inflated, Nath, on tornadoes?
I think they're like some sort of inflated fabric bag.
Yeah, so it's like a bag that inflates to stop there being a hole, down the side, so they don't get obviously air rushing in there and all the rest of it, but it inflates. So if you have the wings swept forward with that kit, you end up with a gap. So if you pop in a little bit of plasticard like Nathan's done here, it just fills that void. And then, as you say, you can pop in there with a little bit of filler and just put in some, because they tend to have like a hatching across it, doesn't it? As a slot down the middle, like a line, and then each side of it, because I think like Tomcats have the same thing. They have like a pneumatic bag that inflates to fill the hole. So it basically stops there being a vortex effect of air being caused.
It's dead simple. All I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to cut off most of this.
Mm-hmm.
Cut a section of the wing out so I can get it in. And then once it's in, just push it into the putty and it'll give me the shape of the glove, and then pull the wing back out. It's easier to spray the wings, to be honest, without these pylons on as well. But spray the wings separate and then put them in right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Pylons are a little bit of a pain, but I think just for speed, because I'm doing an overall, probably going to build this on German, overall grey underneath, so I can spray all the pylons with just as they are.
Yes.
So it's obviously designed to all these twists so you can adjust it. It's a bit of a toy thing with tornado kits, unfortunately. All I need to do is just cut a triangle out and I can get the wings in afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Just cut a wedge, something like that. Just cut out there like that. Here we go.
Very nice, very good. Okay, so a couple of the little questions that we've come up in there because we're running out of time. Keith said, so wish I could take part in the turkey shoot, but alas, my children's birthday weekend. Well, they'll have another one.
Priorities.
Priorities, that's it. Crikey. They'll understand. But I hope everyone has a great time. No problem at all, Keith. We'll be here when you're returned. Dino said, kit tyres, what's wrong with the PVC mock rubber tyres supplied with kits, sort of AFE kits? I see people that opt for resin replacements instead. Do these tyres decay when the solvent-based paints, thinners, weathering products are applied? Or is it the case of not aging well? I think this is the thing. Back in the day, they used to be made of something a bit nasty. And what used to happen is they used to melt. So if you go back to the 70s and look at 70s rubber tyres and tracks, what used to happen is they literally would turn into a pool. And they would stick to the ground and things like that. So they weren't very good. I have to say, though, modern rubber tyres, I think, are made of something different. And they don't do it. So again, I think the reason people sort of split away from using resin, use resin tyres instead of vinyl tyres, if you like, is because you can do the weight on wheel effect a lot easier. Because obviously they've got a natural bulge and things by just sitting there instead of.
While you're on,
go on.
Sorry, because there's the rubber vinyl.
Hold on, coming over to you, down a bit, towards you a bit. That's it.
I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah.
So they're the ones off the URL truck.
Mm-hmm.
And what, like I say, these will be fine if you use them, to be honest. They're not a problem. I've actually opted to go what they're called? Not ResiCast, these ones. Def model.
Yeah.
Just because of detail, to be honest, that's all. And I'm not the massive fan of these for painting and weathering either.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it, but I'm not a massive fan, so I'm putting the Def model ones on ResiCast. Got ResiCast in my head. But what used to happen was, I think I built the old Tamiya Long Range Desert Group Chevy years ago, and the tyres in that split.
Yeah, they can crack, isn't it?
Deteriorated and split. Yeah. And I think that was a common problem, but they've definitely changed them now. It's a completely different.
I think the reason most people now change over to do the, obviously using the resin ones is obviously for painting and weathering. It's no different from doing a normal bit of plastic, so that makes it a lot easier. And then obviously you've got the thing at the end of the day, the weighted wheel effect.
Yeah.
So the way you would have to do the weighted wheel effect is that thing of sometimes screwing in from the bottom. So if you screw it in from the bottom, is just the way I used to do it, is that you can actually then compress the tyre to give that weight on wheel effect, because, you know, rubber tyres by their nature are always just trying to bounce back. So even if you sand them off at the bottom, or I know people who cut them off and put them on a belt sander to get a flat spot, so you get that weight on wheel effect, you know, by the end of it, it's easier sometimes just by resin. So, you know, Matt's got it up with him now. When I did the MRAP, for instance, obviously it comes with rubber tyres, but that was a no-no, because obviously with that thing as well, being the type of vehicle it is, has that sort of weighted look to it. So again, even though that one comes with a flat tyre as well, which we're not over sure that would work, but it's that thing about it's got the weighted feel to it. So, you know, it's got that bulged effect if it's sat on the ground, nice big flat spot of tyre onto it. Where obviously if you're using just normal resin, you know, and I've used them, to be honest, on my Ural truck, I just went with the actual rubber ones. It sits a little bit just too high. You know, it's like you need to take some air out of the tyre. So the one way of doing it is to screw in through the bottom with a self-tapping screw and pull it in. So literally you just have it on a bit of wood and just screw them in so it pulls the tyre to give a bulge and a flat spot onto it, which is, I know a lot of people have done that in the past.
I would say there's my resin one.
Yeah.
I've done.
Sorry,
and I've actually used, you know, the moulding.
Yeah.
Or tab.
Yeah.
As the flat spot. So
yeah,
you just
just
sort that
sand
off
right into it. Yeah.
And then it will just stand up and not a problem. So obviously, you know, next to the detail they put in it, the sidewall detail, you know, obviously the hubs moulded in as well. They are nicer, to be honest. But again, they're not cheap either. So I wouldn't dismiss these. These do work and they're fine. So it's horses for courses and all that again, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that your resin run flat tyre?
Yeah, on a tyre that is actually armoured, so they can't run flat. It's actually a run flat tyre, so I can't understand how my resin one was flat.
It's gone flat.
Yeah, that's it. Because obviously that was the trouble we had with the MRAP one. Obviously it comes with a resin one, which is flat, but they're run flat tyres. So, you know, if you've ever owned one, like Matt has, Matt drove all the way to my house on a run flat tyre.
Yeah, I did. I did. Didn't I know it? Well, I didn't know it at the time.
Well, you did know it. That was the problem.
I'd shredded the inside of the tyre and didn't know, because the bloody thing didn't go off to tell me that I got low pressure.
Yeah, you didn't realise you had a flat tyre on a run flat tyre.
I was about to say, hence now they've gone, because I don't like them.
No, I don't like run flats either. But anyway, that's the thing. So, but a lot of it, like Matt was saying, it's personal choice. They're not cheap resin tyres, and modern ones don't do like the old ones did. They don't split and fall apart. It's obviously a different vinyl they use now, so honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. Andrew says, hi all, can I ask Phil what size AK brushes he uses for his oil painting and weathering that he did on his Hurricane and Hellcat, or anything else I've ever done? They look just right. So, to be honest, I think I've said this on a thing. These are the ones I use. So down in here, you've got I think this is the number 6 in all honesty. Or is it a number 9? Oh my God, how do we know? No, it's got to be a 6. Hold on, let me check against some of the others.
Should say on it.
No, these are 6s. So these are 6s, which are these ones here, which I tend to use my day-to-day runners. The other one I like as well is this one, which is a number 2 flat. So that's the one that I use. You can get some really nice ones though, because this is the one with the sort of shredded end, which you could do yourself. You just literally attack it with a knife. But you've got those ones as well. Pretty much that's the ones I go for. You've got the chisel-y one like this as well. Which is AK's what's that, 578. But normally I just tend to use number 6 and number 2s. They're my go-to, which are these two, which are the ones that I use all the time, a number 6 and a number 2. And I use these a lot, and to be honest, I bought a lot of both, and I tend to use them all the time.
We do sell what's called the AK Survival. Is it Survival Kit? Right?
Yeah, which is all the...
Which is like a selection of AK brushes, which is a good starter.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've got. You get a wedge one.
Yeah.
A fan one. You get
I've got a fan as well.
normal brush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that sawtooth one. I don't know what I've done with that one. These are, I think these are the full set. You see, some I've used, some I've not used yet. But that's the survival set that PM sell.
Yeah. Which, to be honest with you, that's a really nice set to go with.
Yeah, it's £11. You get 5 brushes.
Yeah. And the great thing about them, they are synthetic. They're not like sable or, I don't know, squirrel tail or whatever they are. So they do last really well, and they stand up very well to like dry brushing and weathering techniques as well. Where obviously you'd want to keep your best brushes, your sables and your squirrel and all the rest of it for the best jobs. But these being synthetic, you can scrub at them and they tend to hold their shape really, really well.
Yeah, they're standing. There's 5 in my modelling bench, so they're doing all right.
Yeah, well, this is it. And I'm not being funny. If they can survive me for more than a week, then they're absolutely stars. Okay, Mark says, hi Phil and team. How do you keep the dust and debris off your freshly painted kits? I run the extractor when I spray, but when they get the bits floating of the junk gets sucked into the kits before it dries. How do you keep your build room clean? To be honest with you, for me, I tend to run the extractor for around about 10 minutes before I spray, and then I turn it off just before I start so you can hear me talking when I'm doing the videos. And then during spraying, I have them running. And to be honest with you, now I tend to use like rapid drying lacquer thinners and lacquer paints. They dry within minutes anyway, so I don't suffer the problem. But if you go back a little bit from when I used to use acrylics without using extractors and all the rest of it, you can get them, just big plastic containers, but you've got to let the air be able to get in. Don't just put it over the top, because otherwise you're going to seal it in, it's not going to dry. So if you put some, bits of wood or whatever it is underneath it, so it's just got a centimetre, put them over the top of it, so any particles that are in your air and coming down, obviously they just can't touch it. And to be honest, that's how I used to do when I was doing commission work and working on lots of stuff at the same time. That's how they had it. I had like big cake things, I think they were, lids, and just put them over the top of it, or put them in a cupboard to dry that's out of the atmosphere and stuff like that. But definitely running your extractor for a few minutes before you start, I think that just draws everything that's floated in the air at that point. So if you've been sanding especially and doing things before you're going to go into paint, it will just clear the room of any dust particles. Isn't that what you sprayers used to do, Matt?
Yeah, and
wet your floor.
Wet the floor, but yeah, that's not a great idea, because obviously you're dragging an airline round, so there's a good chance you could, if you're leaning over stuff and forget. Yeah. But no, good, like I say, it is good to like run the extractor up and just, give it a good clean down, but don't spray straight away, if that makes sense. Let everything settle.
Yes.
And normally, it's one of them unavoidable things is particles in the air, I'm afraid. But you can always flatten polish. You can always, bit of sanding.
Yeah, sand it, polish it back, knock it back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as much as a problem as you probably think it is.
If you wipe all your workbenches down and stuff, and beforehand, and try and minimise what you have got there.
Yeah.
Every bit helps, doesn't it?
I tend to build on a piece of paper and then throw it away, because this is covered in specs now.
I will say, like, one of the things I learned very, very quickly, I used to live in a really old house. I mean, a proper old house, and dust was always a problem in there. And it is that thing of sometimes, though, in your surface where you're spraying, before I pull that out, down in here, for instance, you get particles and they fall and they land on your area where you're spraying or in front of it. So as soon as you come in with your airbrush and you start spraying, you kick it up. So make sure that you give it a good blast down first. If you've got an extractor, run your extractor and just put your air line, literally, or your airbrush, just air over your surface where you're spraying, just to get it up airborne and then into the filter. Because the trouble you can have if it's on the surface where you are going, and to say the place I used to have was I had the old horsehair plaster everywhere, and you was always getting bits of that falling off. And it was that thing where, as I say, things would be airborne and just land onto it. So clean your area first, make sure it's all good to go, you're fine. Spray your model and then put something just over the top. So if you have got like a big, even if it's a cardboard box, as long as the air can get underneath it to make sure it dries and everything else you're fine, just put some feet around it, so some boxes under it, so you've got a gap so the air can flow, and then over it. But anything that's coming down and raining down onto it just gets stuck on the box and doesn't land actually on your model, and you'll be good to go. The other thing as well is using, if you're like me and I use down in here, kitchen roll, a good quality one, because cheap stuff molts. You know, that's the other thing you find is that, you know, if you touch it, you pick it up and you tear it, even if you're just tearing off a sheet of a cheap kitchen roll, you get bits of it flying around everywhere. And I see it because of all the studio lights in here, you can physically see it. But if it's, you know, just normally, you probably wouldn't see what's floating around the air. But that's when you end up looking at your model afterwards and you're thinking, what is all that? You know, and it's just where it's been airborne and then just falling out of suspension, coming down, hits your model and then just soaks into it. But as Matt says, don't forget, just pop in, flat it back a little bit, coat of gloss over the top, something else like that, or a flat coat, you should be fine. Won't be a problem.
Yep.
Gordon has put up a picture, so we'll just put it here. He's saying, sorry, a basic air question. I'm using MIG ammo acrylics for the first time, mixed 50-50 even, with X20A, but it wouldn't lay down. It just beaded up into droplets. So I mixed it too thin, air pressure too high, 20 psi, or the surface is too shiny. It was done with Mr. Surfacer 1000 and was very smooth. How can I correct it? I would say if you're using MIG ammo acrylics, it's just because it's too thin. MIG ammo acrylics are incredibly thin paints. They're probably the thinnest acrylic paint that's out there. And I've used them in the past, and my biggest bugbear with them is they're too thin. So what you have to do is build up coats very, very lightly. And I think this is just a classic example of going in too quick, too heavy, and it's flooded and then beaded up on itself.
Will MIG ammo acrylic mix with X20A?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Well, the thing is, MIG ammo is a pure acrylic.
Yeah, he's mixing it with a alcohol-based.
Alcohol-based, yeah. Could be as well that problem. You know, I think the thing is as well with MIG ammo paints, the one thing I had trouble with them, because I used them back in the day, they are very, very thin. And it is that thing where you put down a nice thin coat, let it dry, come back, another thin coat, and I used to have to put in 3 or 4 coats to get it enough to cover. And that was my bugbear to that paint, because I am bored and I just a one-on-one, I want to get a thick coat of paint down, let it go off, and I'm good to go with the next one. Ammo paints aren't like that. You build them up very, very gradually, which is great because on the plus side, the detail stays there. You don't flood the detail out, but it may be that you're probably better off using their thinner, a true acrylic thinner rather than alcohol-based thinner.
Yeah.
Or Vallejo,
which is, you can even use like an airbrush. Try it if you haven't got any of their actual thinners. Airbrush cleaner works absolutely great. It basically means you've got a retarder into it. But yeah, I think that's probably what it is. But mainly, I think that looking at it as well, the problem is the paint is incredibly thin. So you think it needs a bit more, and then you flood, and then it clumps together. You know, so put it down nice thin and build it up slowly. I used to find, in all honesty, using ammo paints, and it is the reason I moved away from them. They needed 4 or 5 very thin coats, build them up. Don't get me wrong, fantastic finish, look beautiful. But I am a one and done type of guy and want to move on with it, and I haven't got time to faff around putting 5 coats down.
How would you correct it?
I think a very light rub over just to smooth it out and go again. As you said before, probably using, if you can, a pure acrylic thinners and try that. And then obviously just build it up very lightly. Very thin coat, walk away from it. You probably won't even see the first 2 coats. And then obviously you'll see it come up, which is great. If you're doing something with very fine detail, it works really, really well. Anyone use MIG ammo paints?
No.
No. But I think the old AK acrylics were the same, weren't they? They were quite thin.
Yeah.
I remember before they brought the Gen 3s out. You've got to be quite patient, airbrusher, to give yourself enough time. Like I said, they do need building up in thin coats. He even says it on his videos as well. He's done demos, any of his videos on it, of how to use them properly. So, yes, patience.
You still eating your dough balls, Phil?
I haven't had time. I've been yapping all day.
Cold.
The entire show. Look, I've still got a tub full of them.
Chuck them in the microwave.
I know. We're going to have to warm them up after. Okay, Bryce says... Sorry, Bruce even. He says, hi guys, a link to the QMT. Well, we're not doing this because it's advertising for people. What are your thoughts? So this is the masks for wheel wells.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
To be fair, in my mind,
Eh?
you get the both templates. So you get like the outside and the inside.
That's only because it's
The outside's dead
die
easy to
cut.
mask anyway. Yeah. Because you just basically put a piece of tape down, and you can like cut round it. And the inside, you can just use a piece of foam. So.
Yeah, I must admit, what we're talking about here is there's a template system where you can buy, which is an exact shape and cutout, which you can put over your wheel well, so you could spray your wheel well. But honestly, that's almost like, one, you've got to get it down precise, so it's not, because obviously it's cut precisely for the wheel well, which would be a nightmare to try and get it down in one. And secondly, I just stick a bit of foam in it, and away you go. It's good to go. I can't see why you would actually need all of that.
It says made from new soft aura mask. Is that vinyl stuff? Does that mean it'll stretch as you're putting it down, or?
I don't know it.
No.
I can be honest, like we said before when we showed it, you got the high density foam that comes with most of the aftermarket packaging. Keep it, because it's great for that thing. Because you cut it roughly into shape and then just wedge it in the hole and it's job done. It's it's one of those areas where I think you'd have to be so precise to get the mask down correctly in the first place. Then you'd have to mask all around it. It just seems a lot of work for what should be a very quick job. And he says, a quick one to Phil. Can I add merchandise products to my mug order? Not if you're in Australia. Happy to hold out. Yeah, well, this is obviously one of our new T-shirts that will be available.
Hang on, Phil.
Phil, he's in Australia.
He's from Australia.
Is he? You can't have one. You can have a T-shirt, but you can't have a mug because you can't drink out of a T-shirt. So
you can tell by his name.
True. Good day, Bruce. So unfortunately, the answer is no to a mug, yes to a T-shirt.
Write to your elected representatives in Australia. Say, I want the Flora mug.
Just going back to that topic about wheel wells, I did see today.
Yes.
Quinta.
Yes.
It would appear they're developing their 3D decals for wheel wells.
What, to add detail into them?
So basically, it looks like the decal's going to be the shape of the wheel well, and you just
stick it in the hole.
Stick it in the hole.
Nice.
Okay. But the trouble with that is you'd have to sand out all the detail that's in there in the first place.
You're never going to see it in a wheel well. That's the problem with wheel wells. Detail.
So what we're basically saying is, by the time like Nathan's wrapped his plane and we've used 3D colour printed wheel wells, cockpits and every other area, we're no longer going to have to paint models.
Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah. It's not the future.
Is it not? I think it's one of those areas where, as you say, I think it's really handy. If you're like me and I hate painting cockpits and all the details and things like it, I think they're the best thing ever. Whoever came up with the idea of it needs a medal. But I think you can take it too far to the point where it's like I'm now becoming cut and paste almost. I don't know.
Cockpits and things like, I understand, but not real well. Yeah. As it's past 9 o'clock, were you serious that you got my my stuffed turkey?
No.
Lined up?
No.
Shall I show people?
No. Do we have to?
Can we show Andy's crown?
Oh my gosh.
Can we just put a warning out if you have a nervous disposition?
Hold on, let me go and find it.
While we're getting that picture ready, Soren's asking if any of us are going on our hollybobs for Christmas.
No.
Let me just explain that they filled me up with CO2 gas.
Yeah,
it's still coming out.
I was very bloated at the time.
Filled you up with Big Macs, really, didn't they?
I'll tell you what, it was painful because it comes out your shoulders. It sort of goes up your body and dispenses into your body. But it goes into your shoulders. The amount of shoulder ache I got.
Right. So if you've got any small children. And,
run.
Run at this point. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Hold on, I can do this somehow.
Bigger?
There we go. Hold on, there we go. 125% bigger, he's fine. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Close your eyes.
Oh!
You could have
A mere
shaved.
flesh wound.
You could have shaved.
I did shave. Well, I didn't shave. They shaved me.
That's enough.
So Andy sent this to us, and I was like, Jesus, is that my turkey crown? And you know what I'm going to do? When my turkey crown turns up, I'm going to come out and be Sharpie.
It looks like they've missed 3 times, like up a bit, down a bit, right a bit.
Yeah. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh, sod it. We just cut him in half. We'll use a machete. Luckily, he's had his staples out at that point.
You basically look like you've been on a Quentin Tarantino film with a scar like that.
Bless him. Anyway, he's all right now.
Yes.
That's One Piece.
Yes. Bless. I've got it on my screen still now. I can't look. Hold on. I need to turn that off. Go away.
Screensaver.
Screensaver, yeah. Whoop. Look, kids. It is but a flesh wound. Rob James. Yeah, 2 bird roast. That's it.
Could so make up some proper stories. Next time you sat around the pool on holiday in Spain and a kid asked, how would you do that? Well, it's very good.
To be honest, Willsey won't watch this. Hello, Willsey, if you ever do watch this, because somebody's bound to tell him to watch it. He's a friend of mine, and unfortunately had a really bad accident when we were kids, and he basically got knocked off his bike and all the rest of his motorbike, and he had horrendous injuries. So he tells people now, or used to, bearing in mind he's a married man now of like 20 odd years, but he used to tell the girls that he got attacked by a shark. Because it literally looked like it if he was in a pair of shorts. So, yeah, that was his chat up line to the ladies, but he wasn't. It's because he came off a motorbike. But it looked like a shark attack.
And
I had a visit to my doctor, the surgeon on Tuesday, who confirmed it was cancer, but it's all came out in one go and
blood cancer.
Shouldn't be any problems
Yes.
from here on.
Definitely. Good job. Look, John's got his wings on already. How's he managed that? He's
Because
about
he's
to
not-
put big glue marks through his fingers, though.
It's a blue
The
Peter.
secret is don't slap it in.
Oh, is that what it is? I always have to
Blue
do mine
Peter
hanging
built that
upside
one as
down. Cool. Very good. Right. Okay. So, yes, Christopher says, congratulations, Andy. Get rid of that. Absolutely. Totally agree. Right. Okay. So, if we are all done there, guys, I think we'll call it quits for tonight. Just making sure we haven't got any more bits and pieces in here. Hold on, let me just...
Otherwise, Matt will be falling asleep in that
Yeah, Matt's got to go home.
chair behind him.
Yes.
It's looking
Looking
comfortable.
Hold on, I'm just trying to refresh
Is it me?
everything.
Does Andy look 5 years younger? I think it's you, Russell.
Yeah.
It's taken 5 years off him.
You looked a lot better than you did a few weeks.
Definitely. Right, okay, well, what we're going to do is obviously we'll keep this going over the next technically 3 days. So you can carry on with all your builds tomorrow. I'll be with you live tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to do this live because I'm going to do a show anyway. So I might as well just sit here for an hour and do it with you and talk about what we've done this week, which isn't a lot because, yeah, I've been trying to catch up with everything. Again, just to reiterate, if you are in Australia and you've had a refund from me, watch the beginning of this show and I'll tell you all about it. So that'll fill you in for the gap. But there has been a statement that I put up onto the forum as well, which explains the entire situation fully of the reason we cannot send a porcelain mug to Australia. But anyway, so you can see all about that. But generally, I'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon. I'll do this as live because I'm sort of here. And then the guys and everything will be back with us over the weekend. So if you want to join in with that one, we'll be with you 10 till 12 Saturday morning. And then we'll be with you 2 till 5 on Saturday afternoon. And then the same again on Sunday is the plan for that one. So if you want to join on with that one, it'd be lovely to have you along with us. So a big thank you. So yes, anything else? Anything else anyone want to say?
Oh, can I go home now?
You can go home now. We'll let you go home now. That's
Thanks.
fine. Can I? No, I am at home. It's fine. Definitely. Anyway, big thank you, obviously, to you guys at home for joining us and joining in with us. Again, you can keep up with everything. Don't forget, if you've got any builds you're working on, hashtag official flooring models. Pop your thing in there and we'll have a look at your work tomorrow. Why is there a massive dip? I was just watching the stats and suddenly apparently we lost like 300 people watching in the space of 2 seconds. But obviously we will be back with you. We'll be looking at your great work over the weekend and catching up with you as you go along. Don't forget, PM is going to be having a sale at the weekend, as much as our partner ones as well, over at Serious Hobbies and High Altitude Hobbies. We're sort of doing a 10% weekend thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 10% and some more.
Some specials with extras and bits and pieces as well. That's going to be on with you from Saturday and Sunday as well, on with those as well. So you catch up with them. I'll pop full details and everything down below on the show notes, as always, for tomorrow and over the weekend as we make our way through. Right, if that is it, we will leave you all good people right there. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy turkey eating weekend to our, obviously, our American friends over there as well. So enjoy yourself and being with your families and things like that. And we will catch up with you obviously tomorrow and right the way over the weekend as well. So until later, everybody, happy modelling, take care, say good night, gentlemen, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.